from Limburg, the Flanders, East Flanders or West Flanders, which is close to the sea. That's the colors which are made. That's what.
Oh, that's the little pig up there.
Yeah, what the former had in, when he was a little bit big, was a pot. We're getting all the rest of the kitchen, make it big, and in springtime he killed it. And they have the fat, well, from the pot you eat everything. It has been recently repaired, I can see.
So it's from the 1800s?
18th, 19th century, and it's from this area. Knusselt. Kortestein. Yeah.
Half-timbered farmhouse with a small barn and cow shed added later.
But we can have a look inside, huh?
Well, the fire is welcome today. It's about 50 F outside.
Yeah. I'll see the history.
This is a brewery.
Where they brew. The malt and the wood, they heat it, and when it's finished with heating, then it goes in.
A strainer?
Now it goes from there on the top where it cools, it's filtered, and it goes in the gisting. So they have to pay it out by with, you can see at the end, the kind of basket with steel. They
These are cows. The running commentary.
What? They're what? Here we go.
And finally, in the 16th century, the brick-built tower. So the back part is from the 11th century. Later, a quadrangular chancel was added, must be on the back. In the 16th century, the brick built.
E-R-P-E-K-O-M.
Espekom.
The graveyard wall. That is a graveyard. The graveyard wall is based upon the one at, I couldn't even say it, and a number of iron and bluestone crosses have been erected in the yard.
This is one of the headstones, skull and crossbones.
Show you some pictures how they number them, they take pictures and they put the principle of the stone in the same place.
I will never be patient to do that.
I mean, it is another word when you get paid for it.
Yeah.
Farmyard area with sheep. This is really quite an amazing place since all these buildings have been taken apart and built brick by brick in this museum village. Now what is this building again, Tony?
That's
a mill?
No, it is not a mill. This is a barn.
A transverse barn.
A transfer barn.
Did you say 27?
Goes back to 1697. And you can see that date on one of the beams. Was it really red? They recognize it. I tried with the group.
Oh.
This is a house with
Wait a second.
games.
Just a minute. Yeah! I don't know what it says. Look at oh, take Tony. Hurry.
Before he falls off.
It's not that many to
If you hurt yourself, can you imagine what Anne-Marie's going to say?
Don't tell her.
Don't hurt yourself.
You must get them all in once.
In one throw?
In one throw.
Can you do it?
No.
Well, they had to put pegs in there and let people do it.
But you can pick no, that's where you have to pick them.
I'm trying to get it in the middle of the slots.
Oh. This isn't your game.
One more. The lucky last one.
This is for people that don't play other games.
I think we got the easy one.
I thought you would have to hit a little harder. I mean, I thought it would need to be a little more pressure. You don't think straight on it?
Go.
No, that's hard to do right.
Because there's one in the middle. That's why.
Oh, it keeps slinging it over. Ah!
Oh.
I hope you got that. I hope you.
And we can see it's certainly upscale.
What was the number?
Those people, or I don't know, but it will be a Teuton. It will be in the. When they touch each other, they're not 100% closing off. So what they do, they put some it's not straw, it's like rows in the wet parts.
So this is like a children's museum on the upper floor.
And then they put the children well, so first they give him a lot of fatten up, so to be sure he will survive. No,
I don't think we have that. I really don't.
Because that's my special room.
And they're all there?
Well, the killed ones are there, so each one, his new wife goes in and kills them all, so I hang them all.
And we're going over to the windmill, as you can see. We'll be inside the mill.
The whole house, huh? Put that ring around one of those poles, and then you start turning to direct it to the wind. Huh? You have to be able, the wind doesn't come always from the same direction. So it turns around that certain, that central point. But to move the whole
This is the inside of the windmill, part of the grinding process for grain. This indicates the speed of the wind, very simple device mounted on the windmill. There's actually one on the other side, so they would adjust the direction for equal flow.
Whereupon the mill was set to the wind. The mill house has 2 floors, a meal loft below and a stone loft in the upper part. There are 2 mill apparatus, 1 on each floor, with 2 millstones each. I have an ant on my shirt.
1788.
Careful, did you trip?
No, no. I want to try the guys. Yeah, dig it down here. Okay, cool. Difficult. It only grows properly in sand ground.
Well, it's clearly
It would
growing
grow
well
well here. This is very sandy.
Yeah.
Rhododendron.
I forgot it.
In
a
the
little.
first area, hemp was grown by peasants for the manufacture of rope, combed by drawing it over the small hackle. You see a hackle? In the other section, it was spun together to form ropes. The workshop has a large wheel with a pinion and a train of 13 wooden combs, about 140 meters long.
Yeah, that's what it goes.
Beautiful. Well, you know, you can work around a drought better than you can work around too much rain.
You can see the fish already.
Yeah.
When you look at the water surface, then it moves. No, not that close. When you see further, you see it's the back thing who moves the water. Now you can see them here.
This is a
How would I
water
call that
wheel for flour. And some ducks taking advantage of the raceway for the water. This is the inside of that mill.
It's an oil mill.
You can see the large grinding stones.
Runs, hè?
Mm-hmm.
Ah ja, daar. Natuurlijk, ja. Oké. Ja.
Beautiful construction. This is the main drive shaft.
Before you can do that one.
This is where they're actually pounding the grain before it can be ground with the stone. So each one of these wood beams is raised and then lowered, dropped on the grain.
The blacksmith?
This is the blacksmith
You can see.
shop. You can see some of the materials that were made.
Small village smithy.
Yeah.
Characteristic North Limburg.
But when you see that, when the way.
1845 to 1880.
18? Oh. In the North Limburg.
Another
Potato field.
other little garden.
A shallot. Lettuce. Oh, I have lettuce also.
I put,
Rhubarber. Beans. Carrots.
tomatoes?
Tomatoes, yes.
Garden is excellent.
But you see, it's a very light ground. Very light ground.
Well, that's good for many things.
Yeah, I agree.
This pot on this arm can be swung around and placed on the fire.
That's also small.
You can see the size of the bed. People were very, very small. As you can see, the beautiful lace construction. The Belgians are noted for their lace. Quite a fancy stove system.
Okay.
This is This is the weaving room. This house is from the second half of the 18th century. Fairly modern. You can see the kind of stone tile floor construction. Little bakery. We can certainly smell the aroma. More modern. This is really things for sale.
Second story, the double bay hooghuis. I don't know how to say that. Okay. Structure is particularly associated with the gentlemen farmers of Brabant, and the Antwerp
Brabant.
and the Antwerp holders in the 16th and 17th centuries, although it also occurs elsewhere. The social status of the owners is displayed not only in the building materials and in the extra story, but also by the dove coat in the loft.
What is the year?
16th, 17th century, it says.
Hmm.
And they had the right to keep
Doves.
pigeons. Doves.
The right to keep doves was restricted to the aristocracy and the abbeys, as was hunting and fishing rights, although in the 16th century such rights could also be granted to the richer tenant farmers with a fixed minimum amount of land. The pigeons were an enormous problem for the peasants, who were not allowed to destroy them. There is a remarkable mixture of brickwork and timber framing in the second floor, and the house boasts a great many mason's marks, patterns made in the brickwork with glazed bricks. These are thought to have originated as protective symbols and were later carried on for social or decorative reasons. According to the records, the house dates from the end of the 15th century, about 1490, but the decorative motifs on the beams would suggest the 16th century.
This is the wash house, and it must be a wash day. Another weaving operation inside this house.
I think it makes probably when you weave, you have one set of in one direction, then you weave. I think that is making it in one direction. That's why you have all the. Yeah, and there's also this.
Beautiful large room. Tile floors.
Difficult. This one has floor. See, this one. Yeah, just have four legs and walk in it. No, really.
We took care of their baby.
Yeah, well, that's
See the pattern of the black bricks in the wall. I'm not sure exactly what that means, but it's an interesting pattern. This is
that's
peat.
still found around here.
I'm sure that was burned for cooking and heat. Here's another water-powered mill. Maybe this is a little bit different than the other one. It's very similar on the outside.
A watermill with
It's
a
an
mill.
electricity museum. It's talking about
I'm sure it says 29.
when electricity probably came to the farm areas, how it changed life.
Oh, you mean to tell you what the book says?
Yeah.
A watermill and a mill pond and ditch behind the sluices. There are two sluices, one to allow the surplus water to escape and the mill race to force water toward the water wheel. The milling machinery came from the ROIER mill at Leeds and is driven by a wooden water wheel fitted with the wooden panels with paddles. I don't know, it doesn't say anything about the museum.
Now this is a museum about electricity. I think it's to depict electricity came to the rural areas. Showing some of the very early stoves, electric stoves. Showing some very early electric appliances. This is the upper section of the mill. Really can't see the stones. This is probably where the grain was fed in. There's a part of some of the gearing operations, transferring the power from the water wheel. So this was kind of an advanced design with two grinding operations. This is a very large, what's called a longitudinal barn, 1750 era. It's very, very large construction. This is the inside of that very large barn that we saw from a distance. Display of wagons, much like you would have at a car museum. Oh, you can see the
Oh, look at that.
huge construction.
Look at that. Look at the big fancy carriage.
That's the very good one.
This is a hearse. It almost looks like a carriage from Cinderella, but it's actually a hearse.
Horse.
So
that's
it's
a fire
a
brigade.
fire
Yeah.
engine.
But it was all hand powered. Sandy.
This is showing the beautiful symmetry of this barn.
Make those bricks?
It's a farmhouse with the traditional straw roof construction of the barns. This is in an open area. This is the inside of that house. It's beautiful. The stone floor.
Brick dating for the period of rebuilding after the political upheaval of the 16th century. This is where we are. The interior of the house is laid off in the usual way, with the kitchen and parlor separated by a double fireplace and cellar with a cellar window on pillars.
Because if you see the little holes you have to drill.
Living room area. It's a very modern house. Say hi to the folks, Tony.
Hi, boys.
Hi, folks.
This looks some sort of bowling. You see the ball return system. Well, we are leaving this open air museum. You can see the windmill in the background, the sheep. Now, as we leave this museum, it's been a very interesting short visit. We have just signed the contract with Tony. There is the official contract. And now we're going to toast the contract if Tony can ever open the champagne bottle.
Use the big.
Maybe we should. We did not sign the contract for Tony's mechanical skills.
Yeah.
You put it on the top. Come on.
But I'm afraid to bring.
Yeah, you insist on it. Qu'est-ce qu'il y a, mon grand? Qu'est-ce que juste ça? C'est-à-dire qu'il fardait son temps.
You mean to take these in case you tip it?
No, we do it outside.
Yeah.
Because it's going to break.
So,
It looks very nice, John.
oh.
Good. Now we finally have the champagne open. The official toast
It, you know, in Belgium, everything has
It's a good
foam on it,
reason.
so we
Yeah.
think it's beer.
That's right.
Not the beer.
Okay, we're filming here,
Oh,
so
yeah?
we're all
This is really
being recorded. So this is very important
Yeah,
To Omar, huh?
to you.
to Omar,
To
to good friends.
Business to come, huh?
Yeah. To the
Mr.
camera.
Omar. Zuid-Afrika.
You want?
Jan,
Yeah.
kom dus hier dat je ook eens op staat.
Tu veux boire un petit peu? Non. Viens avec ton beau t-shirt.
Yeah, so you can see him too. Cheese.
Very good.
Going big. Okay. Wat was het waar? Wat was waar? C'est tout couleur,
Ah,
tout des machins.
it's a new.
To film Tony's house. It's a beautiful house, but an exquisite yard and flowers.
What was the reason?
You can tell he has a green thumb.
Your house is not there?
Well, we are at the Mongolian barbecue, and as you can see, the cooking is going on. Everybody is so hungry. It's quite the show here. It's a beautiful place. It's actually where we had our sales meeting. Did dinner after sales meeting in 1988. We had all the reps from Europe come in. See all the various spices that go into the barbecue. Wish this was smell-o-vision. It really smells good. This is the our dinner. We now have a barbecue.
Yeah, it's very hot on one side of the plate.
The one who